Hello there, YouTubers. I'm going to start another weaving project today, and this is going to be a little bit of a disaster in that I've got too many projects already going, so here I'm starting yet another one. Haven't finished the first couple. And I'll probably screw up this video like I did the last one that you didn't see because I mistakenly deleted some of the raw files from my camera, so you didn't get to see it. I will show you the finished product from that. I made some placemats. Okay, this is just plain weave. I also made it where you can see the color change here, but all I changed was the weft color. The warp stayed the same. So the warp is the direction of the dark stripe here. And I used yellow warp in most places except for a little bit of purple. And then when I put in red as a weft, changed the color completely. To me it looks orange, but on the camera screen here it looks almost pinkish red. I'm going to try and zoom in. You can see the pattern. Get that extra pennant out of the way. The pattern in the cloth. I used a point twill to do this, and I think it turned out pretty nice. I'll show you one more piece out of this group. Again, you can see the point twill pattern pretty easily. So that's the project that you didn't see, and sorry about that. I really screwed up the files, transferring them from the camera to the computer to do the editing. So what I'm doing now is starting something that I've never done before. It's a structure I've not done before, and it's one I found in a very old Handwoven magazine. So this is the magazine that I'm working from. It's the January 2007 edition, so about 7 years ago. And I'm going to do this scarf. It's on the front, and we'll show you the pattern. I can't publish the pattern because it's copyrighted as part of the magazine, but I think I can safely show you just the magazine itself. That's the scarf I'm going to make, and we'll show you the next couple pages where we've got the details of the draft. And this is a weave structure I've not done before called Deflected Doubleweave, and it's going to be an experiment for me. I'm not using the exact same material. In the book she used Marino wool. I've got the Shetland weight wool from Harrisville Designs. I think mine's about the same size as what she used in the book, so I'm going to try this, see what happens, and I'll show you a little bit of this as I get going, but I don't want to wait till the whole project's done to get this video up, so I'm just going to show you the start of this and then put the video up, and then I'll eventually, if this works, you'll see what came out of it, and if it's a disaster, I'll probably show you that too. So let's take a look at just the warping of this, and then we'll get this video up on YouTube. As I mentioned when I was talking to you before, as I was warping, measuring warp, I've already got a project over on the big loom. So this project that I'm just starting now, I'm starting today, is over on the other loom. There it is. It's all hanging there off the front. I need to start getting all those threads on, but I've measured out all of the yarn that I need. Yeah, so that's going to be another job to do, but it's all part of weaving, is to get this stuff on. I've got them tied into groups as I need, and we'll get this done pretty soon. I am using the smaller loom, as you can see. I've got out my Ashford, my table loom. I'll be using that for this project. So I'll show it to you again once I've got the these slayed through the reed and through the heddles and tied on. By the way, it's approaching Christmas time, so there's all of our little stockings hung by the chimney with care. So we're off to a good start. Well, YouTube, I'm slaying the reed. Now, remember on my other loom, the Luette, I almost always warp my loom from back to front. But now I'm using the Ashford, the smaller table loom. And on this loom, I feel much more comfortable warping from front to back. So I'm sitting in front of the loom, same place where I will sit if I was actually weaving. And I'm going to be putting on these threads here, this set of 8, well, it's 16 because they're doubled. But I'm going to be threading them 2 per heddles, or 2 per dent. So I've got the cross sitting in my hand. Untie the string that's been holding that. And I've got this handy dandy, really neat little, it looks like a knife I'd use in the kitchen, except it's got this great little hook on the end of it, and it's not sharp. Picked this up at Vavstuga. There's a knife making factory right near Vavstuga, and they make these special for them. So anyways, take the first set of threads off the cross in my hand. Just hold it with one hand. Go through the reed with the knife. Pull it through. And just drop that behind for now. I'll pick it up and tie it off in a little bit. Grab another set of threads off the cross. At least I know when I'm doing it this way by taking one set of threads off the cross at a time, that I know I'm getting the threads in exactly the same sequence that they were wound. So, excuse me, they're less likely to have any tangles. That's not to say I won't have tangles, because I almost always do have a couple. But this should at least reduce the number of them. Oops. I know this seems like tedious work, but you've seen me slaying the reed before on the other loom, and you're right, it is tedious work. And as just a comment, as a bit of practical archaeology, if you want to call it that, or whatever you want to call it, imagine 150 years ago, before Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, if you had to do this job in December on an evening like this, and all you had was a couple of candles for light. I cannot imagine doing this in that low level of light. I've got these 2 lights here, and there's another light over right near the camera, and that provides me with what I think is minimally adequate light for doing this. If I had to do this by candlelight, I'd be waiting for daytime, because there just isn't any way that I could get enough light to be able to see what I'm doing. If I didn't have good electric light in the house. So while I don't need electricity to do my weaving, I really do believe I need the light provided by electricity to do the warping. Okay, so now I've got this batch of 8 threads through the reed. I'm just going to kind of pull them taut. on the back. There, pull that up to there. And we'll grab a comb and just kind of comb these out a little bit to remove a few of the tangles. Tie a quick slip knot into them and drop down. There's another 16 threads through the reed, and I've got, that made the halfway point. So I've got this much done, I've got the same equivalent to this much to go, and then I will have the reed slayed. But I think I'm going to end this video with this and try and post this up to YouTube and show you the rest of this project in a second video. This is, in my opinion, probably gone long enough. So, good night for now. We'll catch you hopefully during the daytime when I can work on this and see what I'm doing a little bit better. Bye-bye.